What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update, fourth stimulus check update, and related news. I think maybe Mother Nature's playing a April Fool's Day joke on me because it's been here in Northeast Ohio, 70s and 60s and sun almost every single day for the past 2 or 3 weeks. And today we woke up with about 2 inches of snow. So happy April Fool's Day to me fact, maybe I'll have a special guest on at the end of this episode to bring you guys an April Fool's Day joke. So stay to the end to see if that happens. But I'm getting a lot of questions from you guys asking down below in the comments about your March 26th payment dates. Yes, I've seen hundreds of comments from you guys that said the IRS Get My Payment tool said that your paper check or your debit card was going to be sent out on March 26th and you haven't received it yet. What is going on with that? Well, the running April Fool's Day joke is who's slower, the IRS or the United States Postal Service? You can let me know who's the winner of that April Fool's Day joke. I made my wife laugh on that one. Even my wife laughed on that one. Yeah, that's the running April Fool's Day joke. Who's slower, the IRS or the United States Postal Service? And unfortunately, we are at their mercy in both checks and letters. So if you're receiving a paper check or debit card in the mail, unfortunately, the United States Postal Service may have an April Fool's Day joke for you. So the good news is that processing tomorrow will be the $1,400 direct deposit for millions of people on Social Security and a Direct Express card. Yes, we know this because we've seen this in the past rounds of direct deposit. This is now what is this, the fourth wave? Yeah, the fourth wave of direct deposits. We know this because the IRS statement said that they're going to be processing this weekend, starting tomorrow, the payments for the $1,400 Social Security recipients. Starting tomorrow, we'll be processing. Some people might see payment pending as early as tomorrow or this weekend. Don't count on that because it's honestly, there's no rhyme or reason on when you see some people see pending and they see it pending for April 7th. Some people don't. It's based on your bank. And really, I don't know the rhyme or reason between which banks show it and which don't. I'm sure you guys can let us know down below in the comments if you see pending tomorrow or you see pending this weekend. Remember, the IRS Get My Payment tool, the IRS also said in that recent statement that I've read on camera a few times in the past episodes that they will not be updating the IRS Get My Payment tool until this weekend, Saturday or Sunday. So don't drive yourself crazy. I know a lot of you guys hate that IRS Get My Payment tool. Maybe for an April Fool's Day joke, they could actually update the IRS Get My Payment tool so you won't see status unavailable. That could be the April Fool's joke of the day. Yeah, I know. I get you. I'm here. I know what you're saying, what you're thinking. But yeah, they said that the IRS Get My Payment tool will not be updated until Saturday or Sunday, which, knowing the IRS, probably means Sunday or Monday. Yeah. So the good news is if you're on Social Security, they're going to start processing payments as early as tomorrow and possibly through the weekend, depending on how long it takes them. You could see a pending deposit for April 7th, somewhat early. I don't want to get people excited, but from the past rounds, and I really maybe shouldn't even say this, but I've already started, so I'll just say it. In the past rounds, some people that were pending were able to get their payments cleared a few days early. But really, it depends on your banks, and I wouldn't count on that. It's a very small sliver. I'm probably getting people's hopes up too much right now. Yeah. So, but the good news is that your payments are coming. April 7th, again, will be another large date for millions of Americans. This time around on Social Security. Unfortunately, if you're on VA, you are not expected to be in this round. Unfortunately, if you've been following the channel, you know that the delays is because the Social Security Administration and the VA have to get their information over to the IRS. Took the Social Security Administration 12 days to do that. And well, a lot of Democrats are calling to fire Andrew Saul and his deputy Black because they're appointed from the Trump administration. And they're turning this into a, Trump versus Biden, I almost said Obama thing. Well, that probably would work too. But I don't know if it's a Democrat versus Republican thing. I definitely don't think that President Trump himself had anything to do with it. But there could be a Republican Democrat thing there, but I doubt it. But nonetheless, a lot of people are calling for him to be fired. And I think that that is actually a very real possibility that that could happen. I'll keep you up to date on that if that actually happens and if that actually goes through. But the good news is that Social Security has now got the information over to the IRS. The Veterans VA, the statement from the IRS was very kind of in limbo. They said that to expect your payment sometime in mid-April. So let's hope that that's April 14th, the next Wednesday, as we know direct deposits clear for the Wednesdays. This will be the fourth Wednesday that payments will have gone out via direct deposit. I also want to say that we had a previous comment from Heather in one of our past videos that said that she was pending for these past Wednesdays and this Wednesday too. So even if you're not on Social Security, you could be receiving your direct deposit this Wednesday. The later and later we go into April, the more likely it is to be you will be receiving a paper check or a debit card in the mail. So please keep that in mind because you just might be receiving a paper check or debit card, even if you're on direct deposit. It seems like more people this time around are getting paper checks and debit cards in the mail, even though they're set up for direct deposit this time around. So please be very aware of that because we don't want you to throw it out. Over 100,000 people have thrown their stimulus checks out from previous rounds. So yeah, that's not a crowd you want to be a part of. That's not a group you want to join. So yeah. Also, let's talk about fourth stimulus and the fourth round of stimulus. I've seen a couple comments from people saying, Jimmy, I can't even think of the fourth stimulus check or the fourth round of stimulus as there's multiple different things on the horizon. Social Security increase, student loan forgiveness. We'll talk about that here in a second. Um, Multiple checks possibly in the future. But there's a lot of things on the. I'm not even going to ramble through all the details of all the different things because I always forget about half of them every time I do. But to the people that are saying, I can't even think about fourth stimulus check, I get it. I hear you. But we have to go back. Let's go back in time to the second stimulus check. When they passed the second stimulus, even before when they passed the second stimulus check, they passed it in the House and they passed it in the Senate and it went to President Trump's desk. And you remember President Trump said, I'm not going to sign this bill. These checks need to be more. They need to be $2,000. And immediately, and he had that bill sitting on his desk and he wasn't going to sign it. I remember waking up that morning and I heard the news. I think I even had some emails from some viewers saying, Jimmy, he's not going to sign the bill. I said, yeah, right. He already said he was going to sign the bill. Why would he not sign the bill? Then I started reading the news and I was like, he's not going to sign the bill. And I said, why would he not sign the bill? That's crazy. Like, we spent all this time to get the Senate and the House approved, and Mitch McConnell actually passed the bill. Like, holy cow. And he wasn't going to sign the bill. But if you remember, if we go back then, they didn't even pass the second stimulus check bill, and he was already talking about the third stimulus check to increase it to $2,000. Then finally, President Trump passed the bill, thank God. And then they went for the third stimulus check, the Cash Act, and Mitch McConnell didn't let a vote go through on it. Okay. But if you remember, the same thing happened then is that the second stimulus check passed and you may have gotten it right away. You may have been in one of the people that were delayed for a long time. And they were already talking about a third stimulus check. But it's a good thing they did that because we did get the third stimulus check. The faster they're talking about the next stimulus check, the better it is for you. And if we go back now, before they even passed the third stimulus check, I was reporting to you, and I remember this because I remember your comments, that they're already working on the infrastructure package. They've already been writing it in the background. And I remember seeing comments from you guys saying, why are they even working on the next stimulus package when they should be working on this one? And I tried to tell you guys, I'm like, they have different groups of people. This is when the House had already passed it. It went to the Senate, and then the Senate made some amendments. And the House, Nancy Pelosi announced that the House had a different groups of people working on the infrastructure package. And I said to you guys, I said, that's good. You might not be thinking about the fourth stimulus check yet, But once you get your third stimulus check and it clears, then you'll be like, how about that fourth stimulus check? And it seems like about right now that around 75% of people have gotten their fourth stimulus check, or it's printed and in the mail. Unfortunately, the big groups that have not gotten it yet, or the majority of them that haven't gotten it yet, is Social Security and VA. That's unfortunate. But as soon as you get your third stimulus check, you'll be like, "Hey, Jimmy, remember we were talking about that fourth stimulus check? Yeah. Let me know about that, because now I got my $1,400 per person. Maybe you got $5,600 if you're a family of four, and you're like, yeah, that's great, but are we gonna get more? So it's a good thing that they're already working on. And I said back then, it's a good thing they were actually working on this fourth package, the infrastructure package, back before they even passed the third one completely. And remember, we know these things take time, so it's a good thing that they got a bunch of time in then, so that they can pass this bill faster and get you a fourth stimulus check before all is said and done. Let me know your comments down below, because yeah, I personally am happy that they're already working on the next round of stimulus. And guess what? If they pass the fourth stimulus check, I'll hope that they're working on the fifth stimulus check sooner rather than later. Or they pass these monthly stimulus checks that we have so many Democrats calling for. Regarding fourth stimulus check, Democratic Representative Jayapal says voters gave us the White House, the Senate, and the House to deliver bold change, not to adhere to arcane Senate rules, aka the filibuster, that most members of Congress don't even understand. We have to override the parliamentarian or eliminate the filibuster, whichever it takes. Remember, if they can eliminate the filibuster, that will make it easier to pass multiple rounds of stimulus packages, stimulus checks, $200 per month Social Security increase, student loan forgiveness, mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property taxes, all the stimulus things that are in the next round or even in the third round that we're waiting to come out, child income tax checks, adult income tax checks. If they get rid of the filibuster, and I'm not saying that I'm for this or against this, but if you're for stimulus, then getting rid of the filibuster would be a very good thing, because then the Democrats would be able to pass multiple rounds of stimulus, multiple checks, multiple rounds, whatever it may be in the near future, without the filibuster, would make it much easier for the Democrats to do. Speaking of upcoming rounds of stimulus, President Biden has kicked off the fourth round of stimulus with two different rounds of student loan forgiveness for now up to 1 million borrowers, as he's now canceled the first round of $1 billion of student loan forgiveness, the second round of $1.3 billion of student loan forgiveness, and this is just the beginning. The first round of student loan forgiveness was for people that were defrauded by their school or their school closed on them. The second round of student loan forgiveness is for borrowers with permanent disabilities that there's some stipulations in here. They forgot to file their paperwork for forgiveness, or they have disabilities. I'll go more into that. Well, I've gone into that in the last few videos. Look for a video with student loan forgiveness in the title for more details. I'll be bringing you more information on how to claim this here in an upcoming video. But they've actually started on a third round of, well, somewhat forgiveness slash help. Here's White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki.
We will be expanding the pause on student loan interest and collections to the more than 1 million borrowers who are in default on a loan that was made by a private lender in the old bank-based loan program known as the Federal Family Education Loan Program. This step particularly protects 800,000 borrowers who are at risk of having their tax refunds seized. That's actually a pretty significant steps. The president continues to call on Congress to cancel $10,000 in debt for student loan borrowers. That's something Congress could take an action on, and he'd be happy to sign. We're still taking a closer look at our options on student loans. This includes examining the authorities we have, the existing loan forgiveness programs that are clearly not working as well as they should.
So in this third round of student loan help, we'll call it, in response to the pandemic, President Biden will provide student loan relief to another 1.1 million student loan borrowers. This is Biden's third student loan announcement in recent weeks, and comes after Biden already enacted $2.3 billion of student loan cancellation. Now, Biden will help student loan borrowers with FFELP loans who have defaulted on their student loans. These borrowers will be granted similar student loan relief from the CARES Act, the $2.2 trillion stimulus package that was passed underneath President Trump. That was the largest stimulus package to date, $2.2 trillion. That provided several protections for federal student loan borrowers through September 30th, 2021, including no federal student loan payments, no interest of federal student loan payments, and no garnishment of wages, Social Security, and tax refunds for student loan debt collection for those in default. So, the Biden administration has expanded the pause on student loan interest and collections to more than a million borrowers who are in default on loans made private by private lenders. This step particularly protects 800,000 borrowers who are at risk of having their tax refunds seized or garnished. The fourth stimulus check momentum is increasing by the day as more Democratic lawmakers come and show their support every single day. The number of Democratic lawmakers from the House and the Senate are adding up. We're now over 100 congressmen and congresswomen. From the Democratic side, of course, there's not a single Republican, and we don't really expect any Republicans to either, that are now in favor of a fourth stimulus check. We have dozens of them pushing for not just one stimulus check in the next package, the infrastructure package, but for multiple monthly recurring stimulus checks as high as $2,000, such as Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren are pushing President Biden for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks until the pandemic is over. In a letter led by Senator Ron Wyden of Oregon and including Massachusetts Democrats Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren, 21 lawmakers on Tuesday from the Senate pressed President Joe Biden to include monthly stimulus payments and automatic extensions to unemployment insurance in his infrastructure stimulus package. President Biden announced the first part or the first half of the infrastructure package yesterday, which is really just the physical parts of the infrastructure. We're still expecting the second half of it that is going to focus on the personal infrastructure, he calls it, or infrastructure for the people in the second half. When all is said and done, I think we will see at least a single stimulus check, a fourth stimulus check in the package. They're also talking about free community college and free preschool for children to be included in this next package. And the problem with student loan forgiveness is if they do it through a standalone bill, well, then they're going to need 60 votes. And we know that the Republicans will probably not vote for it at all. So they can't really do it through a standalone bill. But they're likely going to pass this next package through the reconciliation process. I did a recent video that shows that they can do at least 2 more reconciliation processes this year and pass them without Republican support. So they can pass 2 more packages. The problem with student loan forgiveness and really anything else, such as Social Security increases or free college or anything, any of these stimulus items, is it's unlikely to see any Republican support just based on past the last stimulus package and everything they're saying. Mitch McConnell's already knocking the infrastructure package. So it's unlikely we'll see any Republican votes. So the easiest way to get this done is to include stimulus provisions for anything, $200 per month Social Security, student loan forgiveness, stimulus checks, include it in the infrastructure package or the next package because they can do 2 of them this year without Republican support, or to do them through presidential executive orders. Because Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says that they can do student loan forgiveness simply through an executive order. So President Biden could do that, or they could include it in one of these stimulus packages. The problem with any standalone bills is they're going to need at least 10 Republicans in the Senate to say yes to get the 60 votes to beat the filibuster, unless they get rid of the filibuster. They get rid of the filibuster, then all bets are off, and we'll see probably multiple rounds of stimulus in the near future. Like I said, if you're a stimulus fan, you want the filibuster to go away because you'll likely receive more help from the government than you've ever received in your life. And a lot of people say it's just while the government's paying us back some of our hard earned taxes that we've paid in for so many years. Now, during a once in 100-year pandemic, the government's finally giving some money back. So I'll keep you up to date on the fourth round of stimulus, the third stimulus checks, everything that could be passed in the future, as well as the fight to get rid of the filibuster. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. After subscribing, click the bell icon to all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live, which is every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss any episodes. All right, Julian, you want to say April Fools?
April Fools!
April Fools!
April Fools! Then I'm gonna go bye-bye now.
You're going to go bye-bye now.
Bye!
Bye! Say bye-bye.
Bye! Bye! Bye!
Say I love you.
I love you. I'm gonna take.
You're going to get down?
I'm gonna get Daddy, Baby Yoda.
All right, go ahead.
Mommy, you can do. My mom, Baby Yoda, and Mommy, you. You want with me?
Bye, Baby Yoda. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I've had dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.